Hi, welcome to my video on defining domain and range of a relation. Domain and range. Domain is the independent variable. Range is the dependent variable. Ordered pairs are x, comma, y. In an ordered pair, x is the domain, range is the y. So a tip, if we have an ordered pair of x, y, then the domain is D and R. Think about the alphabetical order, X before Y, D before R. So domain is the X values, range is the Y values. Let's do some examples. We have the ordered pairs here. Domain is the X values of 1, 3, and 5. The range is the Y values of 2, 4, and 6. Domain is the X values, 2, 2, and 7. We only write down 1, 2, not the 2 2s. 3, 5, and 9. 4, 4, 4. Only 1 4 will do it. And the range is the Y values, -1, 0, 1. And again, X is the domain, Y is the range. 0, 1, 2. Domain is X, 0, 1, 2. Range is the Y. Only 1, 6 will do. We don't need the 3 of them. Practice means pause the video and work out these answers to see if you're right. Domain is the X, 0, 2, 4. Range is the Y, 1, 3, and 8. Domain X, 1, 3, and 5. Range is the Y, just 1, 7 will do it. Domain is the X, 4, 3, and 4. Notice I put the 3 and 4, I put them in numerical order. Did not have to write the 2 4s. 2, 5, and 9 are the Y values. And we have a -1, 2, and 4. Domain is the X values. Range is the Y values, 0, 3, and 8. And a repeat in ordered pairs. Domain is the X, range is the Y values. Statement. In a statement, the domain is the independent variable, the range is the dependent variable. Let's do some examples. Cost of a pair of shoes. Domain is the number of pairs of shoes, and the range is the cost, because cost depends on the number of pairs. Distance traveled after time. Domain is time. Distance is the dependent variable, so it's distance is range. So domain is independent, range is dependent, time and distance. The larger number is twice the smaller number. So the smaller number is the domain. The larger number is the range. Again, the larger number depends on what the smaller one is. Practice means you have some to do, so pause the video and work out the answers for each of these three. The volume of air in a balloon after time. So time is the independent. Time is the domain. Volume is the range. The second number is the first number less 10. So domain is the first number. Range is the second number. Again, in a statement, the domain is the independent, the range is the dependent. The total number of students in school, if the number of students in the classroom if each room has a certain number of students. Let's get this right. So the domain is the number of students in a classroom, and the range is the total number of students in the school, because this number of students in the school depends on the number of students in the class. Again, domain is the independent, range is the dependent. Let's continue. Another way to express a relation is with an equation. If an equation has two variables and it is solved for one of the variables, then the left side is the dependent, the right side is independent. That is, the domain is on the right side, the range is on the left side. Okay, let's look at an equation. Y equals x plus 6. The domain variable is x. The range variable is the y. Notice the values of y depend on the values of x that I put in. So the domain is on the right side. The range is on the left side. P equals 4s. S is the domain. P is the range. If you think of the perimeter of a square, then the perimeter, P, depends on what the length of the side is. So the left side is the range, the right side is the domain. A is pi r squared. The domain value or domain variable is r. The range is A, area. Think of the area of a circle. The area is pi r squared, so the area of a circle depends on what r is. So r is your independent, the area is your dependent. So if you think of it that way, what's on the left side is dependent, what's on the right side is independent. Practice. I have 6 of them here. Let's you pause the video and work out these answers and play it back to see if you're right. Domain is r. The range is d. Think of it. The diameter is twice the radius. So the diameter depends on the radius. So that's your independent, that's your dependent. Domain and range. The length is the width plus 8. The domain is the width. The length is the range. So again, when you put W in, if you put 2 in, you get a 10 for length. So the length depends on the width. So W is your domain, your range is L. Y equals 3x, domain is x, range is y. Circumference of a circle is pi d, your domain is your diameter, your range is c, your circumference. Again, your circumference depends on your diameter. So your diameter is your independent, that's your dependent. Volume is s cubed, as in a cube. So the domain is s, the range is volume. Volume depends on s. So s is your domain, range is your volume. Surface area of a cube, S is your domain, and surface area is your range. So your surface area depends on what the length of the side of a cube is. And there's 6 sides in a cube, and they're all the same because a cube has every side is square. Again, 3 different ways to look at domain and range, which is going to be used again when we talk about the idea of a function. If you like my video, click the like button, and if you're not a subscriber, click the subscribe button and the notification bell, because there's more videos coming your way. And write a comment on my video if you wish, if you're a subscriber. And www.mathfullyexplained.com. There's 3 sections. The me section talks about my degrees and teaching experience. The video section talks about how I'm going to use certain strategies to help you learn your math. And the section on content has the topics and the number of videos that I have on those topics on my YouTube channel. The black font is what's online right now. The red font is what topics will be there in the near future. Thank you very much for viewing my video. Bye bye.